Watch lovers, we're back with a really fun video this week. Every week we know that I'll do my top 3 picks, but this is going to be a collection. If you are trying to get your watch collection started and you have maybe around $20,000 to play with, these are the watches you need to get started. Let's get into it. So this week at SwissWatchExpo, we're taking a look at my 3 top picks if you'd like to get a collection started. You don't know what is the best option for you, and maybe you've heard people speak about, oh, this is a great watch, that is a great watch, but you want something that's going to take you and get you started up on a really, really fun habit. We have 3 great watches here. We have an Omega, a Rolex, and a Cartier, 3 premier brands that you think of when you think of Swiss watchmaking. So let's get right into it. Now, one thing I'll say is we have 2 watches that are around the $5,000 price point, and then one that's around $10,000. So let us know down in the comments which one you think is which. So let's get right into it. Our first model that we'll take a look at is this classic Rolex Datejust. So this is a 116233 reference is what you call it. And the reason I've chosen this specific model is because I think the colorway really lends itself to a lot of different attires. You want pieces in your collection, your starter collection, that will stand the test of time and that will always be in style. So I chose a 36 millimeter because that is your classic gentleman's size. Now, we also have women that could wear this watch, but if you are also someone who doesn't want something oversized, you're not really sure about a 41 millimeter or some of the sport models, this is a great option for you. You have just the right amount of diamonds on the dial, enough to dress it up just a bit, but if you were in a situation and you wanted it to be a little more casual, you could. Of course, this one will have also the polished lugs versus some of the older 5-digit references, which I personally love. I think that really gives it a modern, clean look. And then also with that, you get the one of the updated style bracelets. The 116233 references will always be a stainless steel and yellow gold reference, but you may have an oyster bracelet or a jubilee bracelet like this. And with this jubilee bracelet, the links through the middle are solid pieces. So they're not open links, they're solid 18 karat yellow gold. And another reason I love this style is because it has that crown clasp, the hidden clasp on it. Rolex, they did the more prominent clasp before, and then they came out with this, and now they've transitioned back into a bulkier style clasp. But I love this because it's very streamlined. It reminds me of your presidential bracelet because it has that crown clasp opening here, and it really just gives it a seamless look on your wrist. So when you're looking at it on the underside, you don't see a large buckle, slips under the sleeve really, really nicely. So the kind of gray and diamond dial, again, lends itself to if you're someone who wears platinum, white gold, titanium even, this will look really great on your wrist. So great starter watch. And honestly, I think this would be the one if I had to pick out of all 3 to start with. Next up, let's take a look at the Omega Moonwatch. Now, the reason I chose this is because this will be the piece in your collection that really gives you the look of an enthusiast, someone who really knows watches. They know the significance of the Moonwatch. It's going to be a great conversation piece for you as well. It's done in the stainless steel. It's a 42 millimeter. Now, there are so many different iterations of the Speedmaster Moonwatch, but the reason I chose this one is because of a few different things. This will have what you call the tritium markers. So if you take a look at the sticks around the outside of the dial, you'll notice that they have almost a yellow, kind of goldish, beigeish tone. And the reason I love that is because, again, it speaks towards the age of the watch, the history of the watch, and it tells you that you specifically chose this because of that patina that has developed. Usually those are going to be white when they first start out, or if you get something that has the luminova there. But this speaks as though it's a piece that you've had in your collection, even if you just got it yesterday. Also, the reason I love this iteration of the Moonwatch is this bracelet is my favorite choice out of all of them. I think it's very smooth, very streamlined, very low profile. And this particular reference was only created for about 6 years or so, because you'll have that Hesalite crystal, which mimics the Moonwatch that actually went to the moon. That Hesalite crystal is going to be shatterproof, shatter resistant, and will be able to handle the elements as you go out into outer space. But then you also have the combination of the sapphire crystal caseback. So I can't really think of any other references that combine the Hesalite and the sapphire crystal caseback just off the top of my head. But this one also has, let's open it up so you can take a closer look. It has that beautifully decorated movement. The movement was updated from the original 861 movement to the 863. And with that, you get that gorgeous gold tone that really complements the tritium markers on the front of the dial. More limited production for this watch. So just some little nuances to add to your Moonwatch to make it just a bit different from everyone else's. You don't see this one as often. So one of my favorites for that reason. And then lastly, we have the Cartier Roadster chronograph. So I've always been a huge fan of Cartier pieces. They always come off as a piece of jewelry on your wrist. And the reason I chose this is because it has some size, it has some girth. It is a piece that was retired. I feel like there is a resurgence of people who are looking for the chronograph dials of this. It came in this color and also in a reverse with the black as the prominent and then white Roman numerals. But again, this one, I think the color is going to be most versatile. The Roadster is modeled after some of the sports cars, the convertibles back in the 50s and 60s. So you'll see some of those little nuances that kind of mimic cars in that way. So the dial giving you that dashboard feel, the crown having the spokes almost on it as though it was a rim, the screws here in the case that mimic headlights, and just the overall curvature and style of the Roadster. This is a 42 millimeter across, a little bit longer on the top, from the top to the bottom lug, but because of the way they've curved it, it really contours to the wrist nicely. And the biggest reason why I chose this specific Cartier is because it has the easy to change bracelet, and you would just lift that lever there and you could put different straps on the watch. You could change it out to leather. You could do canvas. I know they had some canvas options for this. And again, one of those pieces that's going to give you some versatility. So if you have these 3 models in your collection, it's going to hold you for a little while, but you may just start up a new addiction. And then we could go into some more detailed and nuanced models from other collections. But with the 3 here, you'll get your stainless, you'll get your gold, you'll get some diamonds, you'll get some strap options, you'll get some history. So with the 3 of these, you'll be in great condition with your watches. Let us know down in the comments which one you think is in the $10,000 range and which 2 you think are in the $5,000 range. We'd love to hear from you. Again, this is Angel at SwissWatchExpo, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.